And welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Before we get rolling, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, we got Golfer CBD, golfercbd.com. Make sure you guys check them out. Use promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Golfer CBD, they have a bunch of different items. They have the CBD topicals. They're truly a game changer with the patent delivery technology that are strokes ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and joints than the traditional balms and creams. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, and do not leave any sticky residue, making them the perfect addition to every golfer's essential toolkit. You throw the cream in the bag. I actually don't have mine with me because it's in the golf bag. Use it all the time out there. Doesn't leave, like they said, doesn't leave the sticky residue on there. It is definitely a game changer. Take away those little aches and pains. Make sure you check them out, golfercbd.com, promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10%. Also locally here in the 518, make sure you check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York. Also their website, 420-Bliss. They have a delivery service as well. Everything you're looking for, flowers, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it. And then you got to check out Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetea.com, promo code RGB for 15% off site wide, and then promo code PUFF for buy one, get one free on the polos. Going to take a quick break here, then we're going to introduce our guest. Welcome back to the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Here to introduce our guest, the owner and founder of the Cannabis Golf League. We have Shannon here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. I'm really interested to hear what this Cannabis Golf League is all about. But first, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into golf?
Yeah, definitely. So I actually, funny enough, used to work at Whole Foods, and that was where I spent a big bulk of my career. And I was ready to get out of Whole Foods, so I actually started driving Lyft on the side, and I met the CEO of a compliance company called Simplifya. And I was kind of in charge of meeting people and trying to get the word out there, and I just was having a really hard time doing that. So I was like, maybe I should try golfing. So I literally golfed 18 holes in a tournament. And the next thing I knew, I was just like, well, if I could set up tee times, then I could meet people. And so I was meeting owners and founders and the people that I needed to meet, which is honestly how I got into it in the beginning. And I found some clubs on, I think, Craigslist for like $100. And I was like, I think I could do this. I sucked. Like, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just like, if I can at least hit the ball, that's a win for me. And so the more I played, the more I just kind of fell more in love with it. And now I love it. I love everything about it.
That's awesome, especially like in the scramble atmosphere. Like when you're just out there, it doesn't matter. You're out there to have a good time. You're with coworkers or whatever the case, like you were networking.
And everybody's so nice. That's the crazy part too, is it's like you go out there and you're just trying to hit the ball. Like nobody's going to sit there and hate on you. It's like if you're trying, like they were all really helpful. You get all the tips, of course. And so the community itself made it really easy for me to like continue with it.
And that's the cool thing about golf. Like when I was the same way. I started playing about 7 years ago. I think this is my 7th year playing. And my biggest challenge was I played baseball, but I batted left-handed. I had no lefty golf club, so I taught myself to play righty.
Oh, so, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's craziness. Like it took literally probably 3 or 4 years to really get like some power behind the ball and the technique and all that kind of stuff. To where now, if you seen me, you wouldn't know I was a left-hand. I was just talking to my buddy. We call him Fairway Mike, is his nickname. He's the best. Awesome. But I was showing him, I was like, this is my baseball swing. And then I swung the golf club righty and it looked so awkward. Like I could do it a little bit, but it still looks awkward. But then I would do a left-handed golf swing and it was ridiculous. It looked like I never swung a golf club before. It's just so weird how I trained myself to do it. But like in the beginning.
Well, then you train yourself on the bad habits too. So it's not like it's all good.
Exactly. But in the beginning, like you said, though, you go to a course, you don't really know anybody. You want to get out there and practice and play. But like, you go out there and you get paired with a random person and they're not like, oh, hurry up, man, let's go pick up your ball. They're trying to help you. It's one of those sports where it brings two things, cannabis and golf. They bring people from all different walks of life together. And it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
So when did you start the Cannabis Golf League?
So I started it in 2018. So we're going on year 6 now.
Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, it was I guess I don't know if I can say shit show, but it was a shit show. Like
Yeah,
I
you can say
started it
whatever
with
you want on here.
okay. I started it with a calendar invite, like on a Google Calendar. And you know how if you do like repeating events, if somebody accepts one, they'll almost like accept them all. And so I would show up to the course thinking there would be 12 people there and there would be like 2 people there. And so I had like no follow up. So I had to create a website. So I like designed the website, got, you know, kind of the back end processing, and am able to do like the credit cards myself now and then pay the course and like take care of it in just a much more organized way. So
Hmm.
every year it gets like a little bit better. The words, you know, gets out there, and then the momentum keeps building.
Nice. Now, what are some of the events like you've done in the past? Like, how many people do you usually get to show up to some of the events?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like all over the map, and it's really weird because we are the Cannabis Golf League, but like our events aren't always golf. And so
Okay.
I'm really sorry, by the way, if that's noisy. I'm on a farm.
No, you're good.
Um, so we just had Camp 420, which is really cool. It's actually, we have a venue up north in northern Colorado, and it's a private venue. So we were able to be a little bit more free with what we were doing. So we had the Magic Beans and Cherub playing, and we like just danced and raged all night, and it was really awesome. There was no golf there. We just recently did a all females event. I had a partner on it, Kristen. She's really awesome, and it was just like all ladies. So we all got
Hmm.
together, and you know, to your point earlier, like we just a bunch of badass, you know, owners and founders and all of that. And then I do the regular season golf games. So May through August, we have 24 to 36 players that I get together just kind of once a month. And then
Yep.
we're going to have our big tournament in September. And so that one we always sell out. We have about 144 people that play in that one, which gets pretty big. And so then we also do like indoor simulator events. I have like little micro networking events I've done. So it's kind of just like all over the map. But the real thing for me is I just want to be able to utilize golf and get people in the same room that can actually do business together. So like the way that we do the golf league is somebody buys a single ticket, and then I figure out what the rest of the people that are playing do for work. And then we try to place people together so that you could network with them or potentially business could get done.
Hmm.
It isn't always like business, but sometimes just a really good networker that would be a great, you know, contact to have or whatever that might be. And
Sure.
so the focus of our events is actually like, how do we get business to get done, and how do we get these brands to get out there? Because as you know, it's really hard to advertise in cannabis. And I also have
Hmm.
a CBD brand. So like I truly understand how difficult it is to you know, advertise. So yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, even like I had the logo and the towel behind me was my original logo,
Yeah.
and I had to take it down because of the golf ball smoking the joint. Anytime I posted something with it on there, I would get the Instagram, oh, this video cannot be monetized. I'm like, all right, I don't want to get any dings for anything stupid. So now I'm
Hmm.
careful with what I post. And obviously, as you know, you got to be careful what you put up there in the cannabis side. I was just talking to someone a
Hmm.
little while ago about it because if you hashtag CBD or hashtag 420 or anything like even CBD, you're getting flagged for it. It's like
Yeah.
this is legal. Like well, I'm not doing anything wrong here. I don't get it.
Dude, it's so crazy to me. And then when you think about like liquor and booze and like being able to go out and just act a mess, but
Yep.
God forbid, you know, people are just getting a little bit high. And so I have this kind, because I have a CBD brand as well. Like I have this sort of, you know, heart for these cannabis brands. And so it's like, how can I not only connect them to the rest of the industry, but bring in consumers? Like, how can we get different angles to like really help them build their businesses,
Hmm.
and connect them to the right people and all of those things. So, yeah, it's rewarding when I hear, you know, stories where people connected and something happened.
That's awesome. Now, how did you get into the cannabis side of things?
Well, that was from driving Lyft. And so
Okay.
the craziest part about it though is so yeah, I was driving Lyft. I kind of didn't really like it. So it was like my ninth ride that I got this guy. His name is Marion. He's the most amazing human. And he worked with Vicente Cederberg, which was the law firm that did a lot of the work with Amendment 64 and like getting it legalized. And they still do a lot of work today within the industry. And so they kind of all work together. So I got to meet just some of the coolest people in the industry, just, you know, all the OGs of the OGs that today, you know, fast forward, I'm still able to work with a lot of those people that are still in the industry. And that's been really cool. And so that's how it started. He hired me as an operations manager. I didn't even know what that meant, but I was like, you know what, I can figure it out. Like he would ask me to write, you know, press releases, and I'm like, sure, I can do that. And it's like, I can't. I needed chat GPT back then.
Yeah, right, right. I use it. I use it sometimes to come up with questions for the podcast, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just to just random, just to be different, like find something different. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can find any type of information you want on with that thing.
You really
It's
can.
and
Write
you're
any.
anything you could do. I
Yeah.
wish when I was in high school, I all my papers. I would have been probably went to Yale.
Dude, I was saying that same thing to my mom the other day. I was like, I would have been, I would, yeah.
Change a couple words here and there, misspell a few things, so it looks like you did it. You know, one of those.
Yeah,
All
take out
right.
the extravagant words. Like it's always like brilliant and incredible.
Yeah, I would never talk like that, right?
Yeah.
So you're out of Colorado, right?
Yeah.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. So what's awesome about you guys, obviously, is you really, open up the door for the rest of us because I'm in New York here, and we just legalized recreational I'd say about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Um, Dispensaries popping up everywhere. It's cool to see. I mean, we had a lot of the like in New York City, a lot of the pop up shop kind of things, legal dispensaries were going on for a long time, still are, but not to the extent. But you guys, I mean, once they seen the money Colorado was bringing in, it pretty much opened up the door for everybody else, which is awesome.
Yeah, it did. But it's crazy here now. Like to me, it just feels a little bit oversaturated. And so it's hard because we're all competing with each other. And then you also had the Delta 9, which created this separation, kind of in the industry. And so I would say that's been a little bit tough now going into it because I can kind of feel that tension a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, but it is, and we definitely have led the way. But I also think a lot of these other states don't like follow our regulations. They're like reinventing the wheel a lot of times. It's tough cookies out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, and like it's tough too. Like I guess they call it legacy, but like the legacy industry is so much cheaper and easier to access sometimes still opposed to when you go to a dispensary like here
Hmm.
you're spending a couple bucks on some stuff like I don't know, an eighth would be like 45 bucks, but then you're getting hit with a 15, 20, 30% tax on top of it, so you're walking out of there 60 bucks, and it's like, all right, I could have got a lot more for my buck with you know what I mean, just going to see
Yeah, it's
a buddy.
crazy. The
it's
taxes
it,
are insane. And then I'm like, where are they all going? Like the roads
yeah,
still have potholes.
yep. I went up to I was going to a comedy show up in Connecticut a few weeks back to see my man XG from Tinfoil Hat. We don't smoke the same. And I stopped in a Massachusetts dispensary going through. And I'm like, oh, decent little bag here. I got I don't know, it was like a quarter for like 50 bucks or whatever. I ended up walking out of there. It was like $82 because I got a pre roll. And then I looked at the tax and I paid like $24 in taxes. I'm
It's
like,
insane.
this is nuts. I'm like, this is absolutely great. But I didn't even think of it going in. And then she tells me the price. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, did I pick the wrong thing? Like I literally thought I picked the wrong thing when I
Yeah.
told her. It's like, huh, all right, whatever.
Because
But
it's
it was,
not even out the door pricing sometimes. Like you'll be like, oh, it's like $40. And then you turn around and it's like 90. And I'm like, what?
yeah,
When
yep,
did that happen?
yep. So
Yeah.
what's your CBD company you have?
So the CBD brand is called AOC Beauty. It's named after the Greek goddess of dawn, Eos. And so back in like after I had gotten out of Whole Foods and I was working with Simplify, I started brokering hemp. So I was buying like large quantities of CBD isolate or hemp flower or whatever. And through doing that, I just saw there was kind of a lacking of really good products in the industry in terms of skincare. And I was obsessed with argan oil. And I was like, I think that this could be a thing. So I mixed a bunch of oils. I started like in the kitchen just trying to figure it out. Then we finally got a formulator and now I have a manufacturer here and I have a line of 5 products. So I have a cleanser, body oil, facial oil, under eye, a balm, which is amazing. And it's all just like really great to soothe dry skin. And it's cool because it all kind of works together with like the events because I can use the brand to like sponsor a lot of the events, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I could share the product with people, especially the oils, especially here in Colorado. It's so dry. It's crazy. And yeah, so I've been doing it for 4 years. So we launched July 24th, which is International Self-Care Day of 2020, which was, right in the middle of the pandemic. So it was
Yep.
super fun. And then I went through a lot of ups and downs. Like, you feel like you're doing really great. And then you're like, oh man, that really sucks. And then great. And then, obviously I've got my hands in a lot of cookie jars. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, I just actually started. I never used CBD, so like I never had the information, I guess. But I always thought I was like, oh, I'm a smoker. This isn't going to do anything for me, kind of thing,
yeah.
whatever. And then I started using like the bombs. A buddy of mine from Helium Collective gave me one, and now God for CBD is a sponsor, so I use their performance cream. And like my hand, I do like physical labor for work, so my hands have been bothering me. I literally on my way to the golf course, I rub some of this stuff on my hand, and by the time I get there, I literally forget my hand. Like my hand was bothering me all day at work, and then
Yeah.
I get to the golf course. I don't know if it's just I'm excited to be at the golf course and I'm not at work, and it's a placebo effect, but it doesn't seem to bother me, and I noticed the effect, which is it was crazy to me because I didn't. I guess I really didn't believe in it because I was a smoker. I was like, or yeah, cannabis user. I didn't think it was going to have the effect
Yeah.
of,
I was the same
but
way, honestly. Like people would be like, here, smoke this. And I'd be like, why would I smoke CBD? Like it doesn't even make sense because you
yeah,
can't get high, but there's so many different cannabinoids within the cannabis plant that are just so beautiful. Like some of them obviously won't get you kind of that psychoactive way, but the CBD has such greatness in it too. And like if I ever
hmm
have a headache or if something's going on, I need to calm myself. CBD is great for calming me. I think sometimes like all day long, you're firing on all cylinders. So like you
yep.
take a little bit of CBD and then you're not so high. Like it doesn't feel like, oh, I shouldn't smoke that in the day because I'm busy. You've got work going on. You don't want to be like not focused or whatever.
hmm You still
So
have the nice
sorry.
relaxation effect to it, opposed to and you're still focused. Yep,
Yeah.
hundred
I'm so
percent.
sorry. We're on the farm. And for whatever reason, apparently everybody's driving back and forth today on the farm.
All good. No worries at all. I can barely hear it, so you're good.
Okay,
Um,
good.
so I usually like to wrap up with well, what events do you have coming up? You said the one in
Yes. So actually, we're going to be in Ohio, July 10th for the Ohio Classic. We're actually sponsoring a hole, which is it's a really cool tournament. And then we've got July 18th is our Cannabis Golf League 9 holes. We're playing at Willis Case, and then we've got 9 holes we're playing at Overland on August 22nd. And then I've got our huge golf tournament that we do every year with Colorado Leads on September 26th at Thorn Creek in Thornton, Colorado here.
oh nice. My birthday's
Yeah.
one of them. My birthday's the August one. My daughter's birthday's the September one. That's
Okay.
cool.
Wait, so does that mean she's a Virgo?
Oh man, I don't know any of the symbols. I'm
Oh,
not
well,
a
I'm August 30th and I'm a Virgo, and that's like the tail end, then
yeah.
leading into
She's the
September.
26th. I'm the 22nd of August, so I'm technically a cuss. So I'm a Leo, and
Yeah.
then
Mm.
um she would be the next one. I only know that because my old boss was like so big into the I forget what it's called, but yeah, she was so big into that she used to break it all down for me. Well, if you do this, this
Yeah,
is
the
the type of
astrology.
yeah. So this is the type of person you are. I'm like, you're too much for me. I can't deal with it.
I just know we're really organized, we're really detailed. So I was just gonna say if she
Oh,
is,
absolutely. She is. She is very. When she tells a story, and you like, my mother will be telling a story, and she'll tell like one fact that's incorrect. No, I mean that's not what happened, and she'll roll into the exact detail, word for word. She's like, "Yep, that's what happened." But
yeah,
it's great. So,
yeah,
do you
you
guys do a lot? Do you do anything outside of Colorado?
So Ohio is the
The
first one that I'm
Ohio.
going
Okay.
to, which I'm really excited about. We're just sponsoring a hole. For me, it's easy to expand the golf league out, and I know a lot of people have kind of inquired about it. So I do really want to. It's just finding the right partners, the right strategic partners in the right states, and we
Mm-hmm.
can go to any state. Like Ohio just legalized, like New York. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure of golf places we could do it at. Like I could definitely do it. I just have to like get it going. And it's also kind of this baby that you have to like trust to go out there too. And so that's all new for me is like multi states and, all this crazy stuff. But I definitely want to do it. And we will eventually. And maybe New York. You
I
can
was
play
gonna
with us.
say, absolutely. I'm down. We could definitely set that up for next summer or something like that.
Yeah. Or
Um,
just come out here and play with us.
I know. I'd love to get out to Colorado. I would love
Yeah,
to
you
check it out
should.
out
I'll
there.
bring you all around. We'll introduce you to people.
That'd be a good time for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I'm due to go out to the West Coast. I'm planning on going out to California in November,
Nice.
and then hang out there for a little bit with the Legends Golf Club.
Do
That
you
I'm
go
a,
to Vegas ever? MJ Biz in Las Vegas?
no, I've never really been to the West Coast. I'm an East Coast guy, up and down the East Coast my whole life. Like a lot of traveling for basketball and baseball as a kid, we were always up and down the East Coast, from Florida to the furthest west I ever went was I think yeah, like Ohio. I went to Hawaii, so I mean obviously that's as pretty far west as you can go. But for
Yeah.
like sports and stuff was like Ohio was really as west as we go. So all of 12 hours west from New York where I am.
Well, you should go to MJ Biz. It's the biggest conference. Everybody
Okay.
who's anybody's there, and you could meet so many people. If you go,
Yeah.
tell me. I'll get you in the parties.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. I'm really getting into the networking aspect of the cannabis side of things now. Just meeting some people locally on the
Mhm.
local scene, which is really cool. Just to really see how much people are just accepting it now is the
Yeah.
cool thing. And like with the dispensaries, I'll go in there and I'm 40 years old, but sometimes I'm the youngest person in there. Where
Hmm.
you would think it would be the total opposite, where it's all young people going in there and such, but it's just totally different.
That's really cool. Oh, that makes me happy. You guys also just got, do you know Made in Shaolin? Have you seen that brand? Red and
Mm-mm,
gold. They're like
no.
canagars. And they just launched in New York not that long ago, but they're these big canagars. They're really awesome. He has like,
Okay.
they roll it in like $100 bills. But yeah, Made in Shaolin,
Yeah,
XIALO.
send me the link. Send me their
Yeah.
page or whatever. I'll check them out for sure.
Okay, cool. I
Yeah,
will.
because we're doing July 18th. I'm helping out with we're doing a cannabis cup. It's the first kind of event like that up here. Um, it's just a little tough because it's a Thursday. Kind
Mhm.
of a tough day of the week to have a tournament, but being cannabis and everything else, that's the only day the course is really going to give you.
Yeah,
Um, to up here to start. So we're working on it, but it should be a really good event. I think we're up
nice.
to like 50 people, I think, are signed up right now. So it's a good
Oh,
start. We'll go from
that's
there.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and honestly, like Thursdays are really good for networking too. I will say, like, from what I've noticed on the networking events, Wednesdays and Thursdays are the best to get people out there if they're looking to specifically network, because then you don't have to worry about bringing them away from their family or their friends on the weekends.
Right.
So it might be good.
That's not. Yeah, I guess you're right. That's a good point. I
Yeah.
was trying. I was trying to get it for a Monday to get a long weekend out of it. Was my goal.
Yeah, Monday would be good too. Like any like during the week, but I just found, and maybe that's just here too, but Wednesdays and Thursdays like prime time.
Yeah.
Wednesdays for sure.
Wednesday.
Because I
Yeah.
think people are bored. They're like ready
Yes.
to get the weekend going.
And it's a slow day. Usually, a slow day at work is a Wednesday. Yep. So
Yep.
I can see that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's wrap up with a few questions here.
Okay.
What's your favorite club in your bag?
My favorite, oh, my six for sure. I literally hit that thing everywhere. Like I'll hit my driver and then my six the rest of the way down.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite course you've ever played?
I would say, okay, so I would say it's a close between Fossil Trace and Arrowhead here in Colorado. Fossil Trace, everybody's just so dang nice. And they have these like fossils in the rocks. So it's from like where they found dinosaur fossils. And so they blocked off all this stuff and you literally like drive through the course and like see all these dinosaur fossils. It's cool.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then what is your favorite strain you ever smoked? All time.
Oh, probably sour diesel. It's like you really just can't go wrong with that strain. It's like the easiest go-to for me for sure.
That's
Yeah.
mine as well. That is literally every time like the old school one, like the one from like
Yeah.
the early to mid 2000s, like the old school OG. Like yeah, it's just even in New York sour, you can't get it. It's gone. Like we can't even find it up here.
Nowhere?
Nowhere. It is like about 7, 8 years ago. It was flooding the market. Probably a little longer than that now. About 10 years ago, flooding the market, and then one day I got haze, and then sour never came back. I was like, what happened? Gone,
Oh, dang.
gone.
If I come
I
out
know.
there, I'll have to find you some, bring you some.
There you go. Yeah, the old school. It's just I literally it's been years, and then like you'll see people say they have like I'll go to a dispensary or something. Like when I was down in the city, I go down for Christmas time every year to help a buddy out with a Christmas tree business, and we'll
Oh,
go into a dispensary and they'll say, you know, we got sour, and I'll grab one, and I'm like, this isn't fucking sour. I'll be so disappointed because it's not
yeah,
what
you're
I'm
not fooling
expecting.
me.
Right? You're not. It's not what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm not a
And
millennial here. No, I'm just kidding.
well, Shannon, I really appreciate your time. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Yes, go to cannabisgolfleague.com. You can also follow us at Cannabis Golf League. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Like I said, I appreciate your time. Go check them out. We're going to take a quick break here, and then I'm just going to break down the 4th of July outing we have coming up. Appreciate your time once again, Shannon. Thank you.
Awesome. You too. Thank you.
Really appreciate Shannon from the Cannabis Golf League jumping on. Pretty cool. We're definitely looking to set something up here in New York for next year. Should be a pretty dope event if we make it happen. I want to take a quick second though and give a shout out to my man at Five Borough Farms for the Masters hat, the Dutch Masters hat. Shout out Five Borough Farms. Definitely want to get you guys on and link up for a round of golf with Rolling Green Golf Club at some point this summer for sure. But coming up tomorrow, we got the 4th of July event, Legends Pitch Putt and Puff, making it happen. Making it happen. 24 guys got a little messed up on tee times, unfortunately, so we ended up with 24 guys. Really good mix of guys. You got the pitch putt and puff guys playing, or myself. We got Bub, Fairway Mike, Hank, Kev. Who else is out there from the crew? We got Scrounge, Bad Brad's out there. Parisi can't make it. JR's out. Steve's got to set up for a family cookout. So Danny Divots jumping on. You're going to see a few faces we had on there before. My man Nick Gross is going to be out there. McNall's the one who really sets up the whole event for the most part. A few of his co-workers. Neil's going to be out there. I haven't got around in with Neil past year or so. So should be a really good time. 24 guys, $40 a man. Nice little pot. We're going to do some skins. We're going to have a first and second place. Going to try to get a few of these guys on here after the match, do some interviews, and get a little bit of a recap on it. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Really looking forward to tomorrow's outing. I got to go into work unfortunately, I have to work on the 4th of July because of the industry I'm in. So I will be at work at midnight to be out in time for our 8 a.m. tea time. But yeah, really looking forward to the event. Also, don't forget to take a second and check out our sponsors, Golfer CBD, golfercbd.com. Definitely go and check out some of their different topicals. Like I said earlier, they're truly a game changer. They have a patented delivery technology. They're strokes ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and joints than the traditional balms or other creams. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, and do not leave any sticky residue, making them a perfect addition to every golfer's essential toolkit. Throw it in your golf bag. That's where mine is right now. Literally, I was just telling Shannon, hand was bothering me at work, wipe some of the cream on there. Onto the way to the course, by the second hole, I didn't even realize my hand was bothering me anymore. And that was after double bogey in the first. But locally here, make sure you check out their site, golfercbd.com, promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. And then also check out 420-Bliss. Check out their delivery service, edibles, flowers, pre-rolls, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it. And last but not least, you got Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetea.com, promo code RGB for 15% off, as well as promo code PUFF for buy one, get one free on the polos. Don't forget to check out the book, written by Marty Minden, narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. So make sure you give that a listen. Available on Spotify and Audible. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you next Monday. Later.